In the 2023 draft, Scoot Henderson was the obvious pick, right after Wemby. Although he had a lackluster start to his rookie year, he finished strong. Given that the Blazers are in a full-blown rebuild post-Dame, is this Scoot's year? First off, let's talk about it. Scoot. I loved watching Scoot before he was when he was in the G League, man. I mean, he was balling. He did ball out this past year, pretty decent. I mean, let's look at some numbers: 14 points, 5 assists, 3 rebounds, 5 assists. Didn't really shoot the ball from three a whole lot. I mean, four threes a game, 33% if we're being generous, right? So nothing like insane. The main thing that sticks out to me is that assist turnover ratio. We just talked about last video with the Phoenix Suns with Tyus Jones. Tyus Jones literally has a 7.3 to 1 assist to turnover ratio, which is mind blowing. Now, look at this. It's probably like 1.5 assists to 1 turnover at this point. I mean, 5.4 assists and 3.4 turnovers. Now, he's a rookie. He's also averaging 3 fouls as a guard, not a whole lot of steals. So he's kind of just out there. Like I said, he was kind of struggling beginning of the year. We all know that, but kind of bounced back, put the goggles on, looks healthy, played 62 games. So missed about a quarter of the season there. But, I mean, he started 32 games here at the end. I mean, he played almost 30 minutes a game. Not bad. 12, 13 shots. It's pretty good for a rookie. I think if his efficiency gets up, maybe gets around the 40, 45% range, he could be averaging around 20 points. So we could be looking at something a lot different. So in terms of like a number 2 pick, who I was very high on, I was like, man, this guy's going to be great. I think everyone was kind of comparing him to Ja in the pre-draft process. And I was like, he's built like Ja, but also not. I think that's why also I'm going to do a video on why like I think NCAA tournament's important, because we watched Ja and Zion in 2019 ball the freak out, and you know Scoot played in the G League, so it was kind of like it was cool playing against maybe played against tougher competition, but not really. But I want to see Scoot ball out. However, the main problem with the Blazers is they've got a lot of freaking point guards. So what's the whole situation looking like with their depth? Like I said, the point guard problem, maybe it's not a point guard necessarily, it's more of a guard, but you got Shaedon Sharpe, Anthony Simons, and Scoot Henderson. Got to move somebody. I mean, the other two are easily... I think Sharpe and Simons have been like 100% bona fide starters for the Blazers. But if Scoot jumps up and they're like, hey, let's run him at the 1 and freaking Sharpe at the 2, you might be able to get some for Anthony Simons. I don't know what team necessarily is like looking for a point guard. It seems like everybody has a really good point guard now, but Anthony Simons is a baller. Like, that guy's a dog. So it was kind of cool to see. Maybe we have a new Dame and CJ duo in Portland, right? So kind of like a Scoot and Shaedon Sharpe show in Portland. I don't know. Not talking necessarily. And for Simons, I'm not necessarily talking about like trading this instant. I think you can look at it. These are going to be the Blazers are going to be a very, very big trade deadline team. We got to talk about it in a second. But yeah, they got a lot of point guards, a lot of shooting guards. They got more guards out the bench just outside of those guys. So they've got to make a decision. They've kind of picked, hey, we're going to get rid of Dame. But then they also have guys like Jeremy Grant, Anthony Simons, and DeAndre Ayton, who I'll talk about in a sec. So let's check out, what does this look like as a trade deadline team? So they've had some pretty decent pickups. I mean, Denny Advia, I was pretty high on him a couple years ago. Then he's been not bad. He's been okay. But everyone was like, he's like the Israeli Luka. And I was like, let's calm down. And Luka was like in his second or third year. So I was like, let's calm down a little bit. But yeah, I guess Scoot is the projected point guard, starting point guard. And then you got Simons, Advia, Jeremy Grant, DeAndre Ayton on the bench. Simons looks like he's hurt. Shaedon Sharpe, obviously. Donovan Clingan was a good pickup. I mean, maybe if they would have gone Zach Edey, you'd be talking about something different, especially with the Grizzlies as well. It'd be crazy. Chris Murray's a guy. I don't know who Delano Banton is. Let me know if I think I've heard of that name, but to be a backup shooting guard, I don't know, over Chris Murray. And then I know Tumani Kamara has balled the freak out. I mean, I've really liked what I watched from him. I've heard a lot of stuff about him. He's a good 3-4. You can see right here. Robert Williams, if he's healthy, bruh, Time Lord coming in. So they've got some good options all over the place. It might be time to kind of shed some fat here. Like I said, maybe definitely Jeremy Grant. I think you get that boy out. I mean, I think you signed him to like a $40 million contract. Crazy. Get him out. Maybe you get something back for Simons. I think you can get something back for Simons if you really shop the market. DeAndre Ayton as well. I love DeAndre. Honestly, I want to see him dominate Ayton. I guess. But it would help to have him and Clingan while Robert Williams is like in and out. And if worst case scenario, Robert Williams, not worst case scenario, but if Robert Williams is healthy, check the boy at the 4. So they've got a decent amount of depth here that they can run with, but in a bad group like whatsoever. This could be very interesting. I like Chauncey Billups as a coach. He's kind of more of like a vet-like coach in terms of, I see him kind of like JJ Redick, where he could coach a veteran team, not a super young team. So I think it could be pretty interesting. Some tough love, kind of like Pop in San Antonio, where it's like, hey, I'm an old guy. You're going to have to be an adult. Step up. Let's play some freaking ball here. So I kind of like that for the Blazers. Hopefully the front office can make some good moves. They've made a decent amount of moves. I'm not really sure how many picks they have, but if they can build off that, and especially for this year, if they can offload some stuff and get some picks for this year, maybe get a pretty high pick, it'd be very, very interesting to see. So that's all I got for this video. If you have not seen the rest of the Contenders or Pretenders series, there's a playlist. It's probably going to be on screen on my face somewhere, like right now. But I'm trying to go crazy with this. That's all I got for today. We out.